Dead air. That's always a good sign. So, welcome back, guys. Sorry we haven't been really consistent with the schedule. We're still kind of working out the format. We're glad to see that you guys are watching us, though. So, thanks for that.
We really do appreciate it. I'm Chaotic Bash.
I'm Mr. Blue No Dammy.
And this is a sports talk show.
It is a sports talk show.
Someone got tired of, or didn't like the name Discount Sports. So until we find out actual name to call this little series of ours, we're just going to call it a sports talk show.
That should have been the name of this podcast.
A sports talk show.
So yeah, a lot of big action last week. Today's Thursday already, so you guys will see this Friday morning, Friday afternoon.
I'll have it up by Friday afternoon, or Iron will have it up.
But we'll definitely try to get next week's episode out
earlier
on Tuesday. Right? We're hoping for like Tuesday, Wednesday.
Wednesday at the latest is when we really want this going up.
But if you guys watch our channel, we have content coming up every day. So
yeah, pretty much.
This is just a small part of it, a very small part of it compared to a lot of the stuff we have going on.
It was quite an interesting week.
Yeah.
And not all of our predictions came true.
I feel one of us may have been more right than the
other. Probably me, because I'm the one that looks at stats and decides who could win a game, doesn't look at what could happen.
I always go for the X factor when I'm looking at games like that.
Yeah, but we'll get into that discussion with them a little bit later. So what game are we going to start opening with today?
Well, I mean, we can skip over, I think for us, the more important games this week were, probably like our two teams, of course. There was a couple big fights. We'll talk about those more in depth. But as far as scores go, I mean, we had the Falcons and the Panthers. What?
The Falcons and Panthers game. Let's see. I guess I forgot to write them down.
Well, you had them to win.
No, was it the Falcons and Panthers? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That was this week, yeah. I guess I forgot to write them down. The Falcons pulled it out against the Panthers.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I predicted that.
No, yeah, you had said the Falcons.
I had said the Falcons would come back and win.
Well, I don't know if you said come back and win, but you said it a little bit. I think I just agreed with you. I think that's when we started doing the over-under on that.
Yeah, I think so too.
And the Vikings and the Pats.
That one I did not see coming.
Yeah, well, actually, you called the Pats on that one.
The Vikings and the Packers?
Yeah, no, the Pats. The Patriots. Vikings and Patriots.
The Vikings didn't play the Patriots, sir.
Oh, fuck.
The Bills and the Patriots.
Yeah. That's true.
Now, that one I called. You said the Vikings. I thought you were talking about the Packers.
Oh, yeah. It was the Vikings and them.
The Vikings and Packers. I called the Vikings winning that one?
No, you called
Packers winning. Yeah, but the Vikings ended up winning.
Yeah. I think on that one, the only thing that I thought was going to make the difference was just the crowd. Like the lack of a crowd.
Yeah. And it honestly...
They were having a lot of problems. Their quarterback was running into a few problems. I think they had problems getting across the air, right?
Yeah, they did. In all honesty, with the game, the way that it went was Kirk Cousins just kind of outplayed Aaron Rodgers in that game. They had Aaron Rodgers throw 41 times, and Kirk Cousins only threw 14, but Kirk Cousins only missed 3 passes out of those 14.
Right.
And they also ground and pound. They ran 30 times for 163 yards.
Yeah, I think that's what was surprising for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because they were everywhere on that game.
Yeah, and the Packers just really couldn't keep up when the clock was being eaten away that much.
What was the final score on that one?
28-22 Vikings.
Yeah, that was a good game though. I think maybe I just watched the highlights on that one because I know I did just watch the
highlights on that one.
And who else? We had the Lions and the Colts.
Lions and the Colts. The Colts actually they kicked the crap out of the Lions. If you watch the game, honestly, it wasn't. The score was 21-41, but it wasn't a good game. It was the Colts just dominating that game most of the time.
Yeah, we had called both. Well, we had both called them. Then we had the Patriots and the Bills.
I actually was it.
Yeah, we didn't write anything down for that one.
Was it the Patriots and the Bills? Yeah, Patriots and the Bills. I guess we didn't write anything down for that one. The Bills ended up winning 24-21.
Yeah, but I mean, the Patriots, they've been running into multitude problems, and they're just going to keep running into these problems.
And this is the first time the Patriots have lost 4 games in a row since they had drafted Tom Brady.
Yeah, I mean, he was, and that says a lot for their whole, the whole controversy between, was it like great coaching, was it just Tom Brady? And it's like Belichick's still not doing well, and Brady's still dominating, so that kind of squashes that argument there.
Yeah, that it was Brady's system, not Belichick's system.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, because you saw like Tom Brady definitely had like a bit of a rocky start in the beginning with the Bucks, but after that he whipped them into shape. He was like, "This is the way we play, guys. Like this is the way you play football.
You're not used to
Are
it.
you not gonna trust these?" You know, you can't talk shit to his rings. Yeah, I don't know what a good plan is here, guys. I'm just thinking maybe if we could find an expert at the game. And yeah, definitely he's definitely a good leader.
Yep.
And do you see him ever, like, once he does end up retiring, do you think he would end up going into like coaching?
Be a coach.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I think
they're going to be a
quarterback
quarterbacks coach and then move to assistant coach and then head coach.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because he did pretty well as a quarterbacks coach when he was out for the seasons. If you think of Jimmy Garoppolo.
Yeah, he was always right there.
Yeah.
He was always in...
You know, he's always... You know, even when Ryan Mallett played for the Patriots, Mallett was drafted in the second or the first round to take over for Brady if something happened to him. Mallett on the Patriots, he was great. But once he left the Patriots, not so hot. And was Osweiler also a Patriot?
Osweiler? I don't remember that.
Did he start off just as a Bronco? Brock Osweiler?
I want to say he was just a Bronco.
Okay. I couldn't remember. But I know for a fact that Mallett, he busted after leaving the Patriots. But that just showed that while they won with him, it was mostly because of Brady.
He was another cog in the machine, yeah.
It was Brady on the sideline, like, here, go here when they do this, you know, teaching him what to do.
What do you think about that? When these dudes end up retiring, they become sports commentators. Do you think that's... I mean, it's a good career move, obviously. Good career move. Because they're still getting paid, but do you think that's kind of demeaning to them?
No, I think it's... A lot of people who retire have a hard time getting away from the game. And... You know, and it does help having an actual football player as a commentator.
Yeah, because Tony Romo was a really great commentator. Not too good of a quarterback, but commentator, man, that guy knows football.
Yeah, he knows his stuff, and he can break down a play for you.
For sure.
If you don't understand what you're looking at, he can make it simple for you to understand.
So I can see Brady doing that for like a year and then starting out as coach, yeah.
I think he's going to go into being a quarterback's coach. He was really good at mentoring quarterbacks. That was his thing. Yeah, and then... Stop doing that! Gotta make a good head coach eventually. As long as he doesn't follow the cheating rule, you know, ways of history.
That's neither here nor there. If we want to talk about the Patriots cheating, that's a whole episode on its own.
From the deflate gate to the camera gate.
So stay tuned for our 6-part mini-series.
Why the Patriots suck, actually.
Right. See if their balls had all been properly inflated.
What's the other game you got?
Rams and Dolphins?
Dolphins ended up winning that 28-17. I don't remember. Did we call that one?
You said the Rams. Oh, I think we both said the Rams.
Both said the Rams. So, like I said last week, I did not expect the Dolphins. They've been flip-flopping way too much this season.
Like a dolphin on land.
Yeah, pretty much. Flopping around over there. Struggling to breathe. But there you go. I mean, they beat the Rams, and the Rams were considered going into the season to be Super Bowl contenders this year.
Yeah, I think they have like a lot of hype around them, though, too.
Yeah.
As far as the team, they could definitely be contenders. Maybe just get a little more experience working with each other.
They're a young team, so they have a few veterans on that team, but not enough to really, you know, force the pieces down.
Yeah, they don't have that. They don't have a Brady.
No.
Then we had the Bengals and Titans.
Well, do you want to go into that one? Because that's going to lead me into the Steelers and Ravens after that.
Well, the Chiefs. I was reading the Jets and the Chiefs.
The Chiefs and the Jets. Man, that just wasn't even a game.
Yeah.
That was
The Chiefs ran away with it. Of
Mahomes
course.
out there just playing for fun.
Yeah,
It's like he's over there teaching.
It's like he was playing the Cowboys or something.
Yeah, right.
And then we can go into Rams, Dolphins.
We did the Rams, Dolphins.
No, you want to do yours last, right?
That's up to you. Like I said, we can go into the Bengals and Titans and then the Steelers Ravens and then break off into the fighting that occurred throughout that.
Okay, you do that.
So the Bengals kind of beat the crap out of the Titans this week.
Which is surprising because we both took the Titans.
Yeah, because the Titans have been a good team all year. And the Bengals have just been flopping around like the Dolphins. I mean, they just haven't been a great team. But that leads me to the next thing, the Steelers beating the Ravens. It was a good game. A really good game. But with the Bengals win over the Titans edge out. If they edge out against the Ravens, the Steelers clinch a playoff spot.
Yep.
Nothing can change that the rest of the season if that happens. The Steelers already look like they're going to the playoffs.
See, and then, okay, so like the way you say that, there's nothing that's going to stop that. I mean, there still is this whole pandemic thing going on.
Yeah.
Too. So at some point, like everything that we're predicting right now, they could
change next week.
Off.
Yeah. Like, and keep that in mind, guys. Like, say Roethlisberger gets COVID-19. Knock on wood here, but if he does, then they have to go to their backup quarterback and also have to quarantine everyone else he's been around, which is most of the first string starters.
Right.
So, these guys are heavily tested, and they're tested pretty much every day.
Yeah.
So
I mean, getting tested doesn't stop you from getting it, but getting ahead of it is key in this.
There. Yeah. But I don't see a scenario unless something bad happens, like the entire team gets COVID.
Yeah, something outside of the game.
Yeah.
Like, as far as actual gameplay, yeah, it's a cinch for them.
Yeah, the Steelers are gonna pretty much get in there and clinch a playoff berth. So, the Ravens are the only ones in the AFC North that can really challenge them to that right now, and we beat them. So, and if the Titans beat the Ravens, then the Ravens have nothing to stand on. Even if they beat us in the next game, we hold the tiebreaker.
And the Ravens, I mean, as a team, they're usually pretty good, but there's just no stopping the Steelers, it seems.
Their defense really came through in that game. The offense was okay, and it was enough to win the game, but that defense was all over the place.
Let's see, it's the Iron Curtain, right?
The Steel Curtain.
The Steel Curtain?
Yeah.
The
Steelers.
My bad. That's right, you're not the Ironers.
But they came in, the defense came in clutch. What is it? Lamar Jackson, right? That's their quarterback. We had this discussion last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
He did his thing. He threw the ball well. He ran well. But that was the problem, is the Steelers were ready for him to run. The Steelers were ready for him to throw that deep ball. And so they had people back there waiting.
Yeah, that's the problem when you're that key of a player is we know we locked down this guy, we're good.
Yeah, and their running back just couldn't make up the difference for it. Now, Mark Ingram is good, but he can't run the football 100 times in a game and you expect him to do anything with it.
Not only that, I mean, running it that many times at all, it's just, running it 20, getting 20 grabs on it a game, like, it's, it takes a lot out on your body, but playing against a solid defense like you, like, shit.
Yeah.
You're done. You don't even want another pass. You're like, no.
And that was the thing, like, when they locked down, like, don't get me wrong, actually, Mark Ingram was out this week. It was J.K. Dobbins, the rookie. He ran 15 times for 113 yards, so they had a good running game. But for some reason, they just kept going back to Jackson to pass the ball through the air, and he threw less than 50% completion rating for 2 interceptions and 2 TDs.
Not going to get it done like that.
And I think he took 6 or 7 sacks along the way doing that, trying to break out of the pocket, and they spied him on the edges. So his only choice was to try to get up the middle, and you got T.J. Watt standing there.
You guys have always been pretty good against the pass and the rush.
Yeah, lately we've been struggling hard on the pass. It's because we haven't found a good, solid cornerback. We have Joe Hayden, and he was really good when he played for the Browns. But the reason the Browns got rid of him is he started getting old and slow. And so we picked him up, but he runs cover. He doesn't run man.
Right.
And the Steelers' defense is built on blitz with man.
Yeah. Yeah,
They-
see,
they
that's
run
what fucks a lot of offenses up.
Yeah, they run a 3-4 blitz with man coverage. And if we don't have good men in the back, we're not doing much of anything.
Yeah.
So, and then that leads me into your game. You guys came out on top.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't pretty.
That wind played a huge factor.
Yeah, it definitely did. But take away from that, like we were doing Carr. You know, he had his lowest QB rating of the season so far, and he was still damn near 80%. I think he was like 79 something for the QB rating this week. And that was his lowest game of the whole season, so it was still pretty decent. But the way that wind was out there, if you were watching that game, the ball was looking just as if it was glitching. Like, it was just a Madden game, and some dude hacked it because that ball was just everywhere. But taken away from fucking goddamn, what the hell's his name? Fucking dude with the voice. Oh man, I've been watching Mic'd Up a lot, and they had Mayfield mic'd up. That fool has a funny voice.
Yeah, he does. He really
His accent, a lot of shit he says, voice. I'm like, what? That's not the voice I pictured for him, or you know what I mean? But yeah, holding Mayfield by itself, you know, like the weather did its part, but we were actually covering, you know, a pretty decent quarterback.
And I didn't realize how bad the wind really was until I just saw that field goal attempt in the first quarter
it
by
looks like it just
the Raiders.
glitched over, right?
And he kicked it, and it was going straight, about to cross the freaking uprights, and just went like this.
Yeah.
Instant, just you saw the flag on top of the goalpost change, and the ball just shot off to the side like someone had just ran and kicked it.
And it's crazy, and it was one of the coldest games that we played this season too, because I think it was in the 30s or 40s.
Well, it has been a weird year, that's for sure, with the seasons. I mean, we got snow and ice out here.
But the Raiders have always had that problem, like playing in cold weather. We're just not used to it.
Yeah, I mean, California and Vegas.
And now we're in the middle of the deserts.
You guys don't get much ice, snow, and cold wind.
So we don't have a lot of practice in games like that. So fortunately, there wasn't any ice. I mean, wind we can deal with, but yeah, no. Once games are like snowy, you see the guys like they start to struggle like a little bit. It just holds us back. It's one of our weaknesses.
I thought about that then. Why don't they, like, who is it? The Cowboys, they always go and play in, always practice in the north during the winter. They ask to play or practice in a stadium for
I think that's just Jerry Jones's money.
Yeah. Like, they try to practice at every stadium they can so their players are used to the environments around them.
Yeah.
And Denver is one of the best places for teams to practice in. But with your guys' victory over Cleveland, I mean, that knocks them down again. Not to last place. They're still third place and have a chance to clinch a wild card, which would be fantastic.
I think what it did, though, was, if anything, it knocked Mayfield down a notch.
Yeah, because he's been riding a high horse.
Yeah, he really has. And I mean, he is a good quarterback. I'm not going to take that away from him, but somebody needs to welcome him to the NFL properly.
Yeah. Yeah, but what else do we got this week?
Well, the bigger games.
Going on your game real quick, this might have been the last game that OBJ plays.
Oh, yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah, he's out for the season with a torn ACL, and the Browns don't know. This was his contract year.
Yeah, they were saying that tear was pretty bad. They were saying it was down to, like, it was dangling.
Yeah, it tore it up pretty good. Most of his knee is just destroyed. And he's in the last year of his contract. And to be honest, he hasn't, since this season, he hasn't done much for the Browns at all. Last season, he was good.
But even coming back from that type of injury, you guys know it takes a while. Like, it's going to take a while. And even then, when you do come back, you're not 100%. You know, you're lucky to be maybe 80% of how you were. And as old as he is, like, to get his contract picked up, you know, that's a whole nother thing.
I mean, the Bucks did pick up Antonio Brown.
Yeah, but Antonio Brown has talent. He's just
lazy.
Yeah, I mean, lazy
and greedy
and toxic. Just he's not a nice man.
No. What else? We had the Chiefs beating the crap out of the Jets.
Or the Niners and the Seahawks game.
That was actually a better game than I thought it was going to be, but the Seahawks were kind of pissed off they lost the week before.
Yeah.
Oh, you had a Russell Wilson with a chip on his shoulder, and that's never pretty when he comes out there with a chip on his shoulder.
And Russell Wilson, like, again, he's a good quarterback. I like him, but I don't like him. Like, I don't like his character, I guess.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, yeah, if he's playing on Madden, he's a good character to pick, but, like, not the type of person I'd hang out on the weekends.
I can see that.
That was that ended up in a fight too at some point when because they had kind of a late hit on him, but you saw the entire Seahawks, like all of them just swarmed. As soon as they saw that late hit, there was an instant fight.
Which brings us to that whole Cowboys.
Yeah, and
thing
everybody was
Dalton
bringing
getting
that
hit.
up. Like, see, that's what you're supposed to do when somebody hurts your quarterback, man. You don't think about this. You don't think about that. You know, and some people may say it's bad football, but at that moment, it's acceptable.
Yeah.
Bad football was more like the fucking fight with Javon Williams and Johnson.
Which game was that?